Cheevo, guys!
What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys!
back here again with another achievement guide. Today, we're going to be focusing on the extra sharpness achievement or trophy in FIFA 21. To get this achievement or trophy, we must score one or more goals in a match with the player that has a maximum sharpness level in career mode. So what we're going to do is start up career mode, and we are going to select a manager. After we do that, we can go ahead and select any manager of your choice. I'm just going to go ahead and name him the default name, and I'm going to choose Chelsea as my team. However, choose any team that you would like. Go ahead and press advance. We don't need to change any settings. Now real quick, I'm going to go to the training day to show you guys something. So this right here shows the 3 training exercises as well as the players that are participating in those. Every time your player trains, he gains sharpness. I believe every time they train, they gain 2 sharpness. Now their sharpness is represented by that diamond. As you can see right above it, it says sharpness. So what we need to do is simulate a few weeks, or actually a few months, just because at first these players only have 50 sharpness. So we need to play or train 25 different times to be able to get them up to 100. So what I recommend doing is simulating a few months. Now first I tried simulating until the end of August, but you're going to find that that was not even enough to be able to get them to 100 sharpness. I also want to point out that when you're viewing your calendar, you can press Y and you can change your training schedule, so you can make it so you train every single day. Now I recommend doing this just because it's going to help you, get to 100 sharpness much faster. Just make sure that you do not have a recovery day before your match. You want to have 2 training days leading up to your match, and then you want a recovery day after your match. Make sure to put a recovery day after each match, because I found that when you don't put that recovery match in, I think your players end up getting tired or something, because at that point I wasn't able to get them past a 96 sharpness. So once you go ahead and simulate to mid or late September, you should have all of your players, or at least a few of them, in the high 90s for sharpness. And what you want to do is just time it right before a game, because you want to train twice in a row or a couple times in a row leading up to that game, so that way he has a maximum sharpness when you go into the game. So as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and try to play the game on September 12th. I went ahead and simulated up until 2 days before the game, because again, you want to make sure that you train your players before the game, so that way they are at 100 sharpness. So I'm going to go over to the training, and I'm going to make sure that these players that I'm talking about are participating in the training, because it appears that automatically the game doesn't think that they need to do any training because their sharpness is already up there. So as you can see, you have the players that are participating in the training on the upper right hand side. In that case, what we need to do is press Y to clear the players, and then put in the players, in this instance, that had a 96 sharpness into the training. So once they go through this training, let me simulate it real quick, you'll see they're going to go from 96 to 98. You've seen that on the left hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next day now, and I'm going to manually go into that training and make sure that my players with the 98 sharpness are participating in this training, because you don't want to take that for granted. It might not automatically have those players participating in the training. As you can see, it has players participating with lower sharpness than upper 90s. So I need to find those players that I was training before: Conte, Werner, and Havertz, and we're going to simulate the training. And there we go. It went from 98 to 100. After you have a 100 sharpness on maybe, a handful of players, in my instance, I had 3 players with a 100 sharpness, you can go ahead and start that game. And you just need to make sure that you pay attention to the player that you're using. And if it's one of those players that had a 100 sharpness, you want to go ahead and try to score a goal with them. and you're going to unlock your achievement or trophy called Extra Sharpness or 30 gamer score. If for some reason you're having any trouble scoring, you can go ahead and press start, go to the settings, and put the sliders down on the CPU's goalie, so that way it's nice and easy to make a goal. Other than that, keep an eye out for my other guides related to FIFA 21. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe.